For those of you who are familiar with our show Drunk Confessions, you know our editor Steve is notorious for making at least one massive mistake each season. And here it is. Unfortunately, during the recording, we were unaware that my microphone had failed a connectivity test, and the quality was not up to par throughout the entire session. But with that being said, the episode is still worth a listen, because we've got a great guest and even better conversation. So we apologize for the inconvenience, but cannot promise that it won't happen again. Into the episode.
All right, let's get right into the episode. Welcome back to Drunk Confessions. I'm your host, Gabe, aka Father Larry, aka Big Dog.
I'm your other host, Mio, Big Mio, you know the spiel. I'm a mischievous, independent asshole. You know what's going on.
And I'm Dean, and I'm the guest today.
No,
And
you're
really
not.
excited
It's
to
not
be
your
here.
turn yet.
Go ahead.
No, that's Dean. That's it. He's Dean.
My name is Dean, and I'm a guest on this podcast today. It's called the Drunk Confessions Podcast. I've been on it before, but none of you will ever see that or hear about it because we tried and it didn't work.
No, you tried and it didn't work for you. Like,
You need
it
an
wasn't
intern.
even one time. Like, we brought him back again, and he still fucked it up. So
Yeah.
3 times the charm, I'm really hoping.
Yeah. Whoops.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's do intro now.
Intro.
Gabe, you got to set it up a little better.
All right, when I say intro, you guys say now. All right, you guys ready?
Ready, Dean?
For what? What am I supposed to do?
When he
When I
says
say
intro,
intro-
we say now.
Oh, okay.
Intro.
Now.
Fuck, that was so delayed. Well, whatever. We'll make it
It was
work.
on my end, whatever.
Okay.
Who the fuck is Larry?
Let's get right into it, Dean. I gotta ask you. So, would you consider yourself an influencer?
No,
What do you consider yourself then?
a comedian.
I did see that you do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So
I
how
do.
many times did you do like a stand-up comedy? Obviously before COVID, fucking. ruined
I've
our lives.
been doing stand-up comedy. On and off since I was 17 years old, and I don't think I've done stand-up as much as I'd like to, but I've done a lot. I've had a lot of time on stage, and I'm comfortable as hell up there, and I've done like decent sized shows too. I've had the privilege of like opening for people and stuff like that.
What's the
And-
most amount of people you've performed in front of?
2,000, I think.
That's sick.
It was
Man,
weird.
fuck.
It was really cool. I think 2,000.
What, like,
But-
do you ever have that feeling, because this happens to me even when I'm trying to tell a joke to my family, that, like, you're putting in all that energy and, like, you've crafted the joke so well and then nobody laughs? Does that ever happen?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Does that make it funnier, or does that just make it
No,
sad?
it doesn't make it funnier, but it's so annoying because what happens is if you, like, obviously in who you are, you're like, God, I can't wait to tell everyone what I've been waiting to tell them. And you psych yourself out because you're like, fuck, I'm hilarious. This is going to be great. And then when it's not, you're like, why did I have so much confidence? I should level out. I should, like, not get my hopes up because also crowds are weird sometimes. It's so weird. I could do a joke that works for people, and then, like, I could do that same joke, same delivery, same cadence to a different crowd, and it just won't work as well. That's just the way it goes. It's incredibly subjective. So
Yeah, fair enough.
Just
Yeah.
how the cookie crumbles.
exactly, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Dude, you're picking up what I'm putting down,
That's
bro. Dean, that's
totally
why that's why we see eye to eye, my guy.
Yeah, fella, you're preaching to the choir, okay?
My guy, say less, bro. I seen your jumper, bro. I think we can hang out.
Yeah. Oh, he only hangs out with guys who have nice, smooth jump shots.
Oh, that's
And
it,
good
bro.
form. It's the
Yeah, what
follicular
a good.
for
Yeah,
me.
what a good.
You got
what a
shit
good
form,
man.
bro. We're not friends.
Yeah, bro. Keep that fucking elbow in. Beef.
Dean, tell me your funniest joke that you like to deliver on stage.
I don't
Go
know.
to.
Well, okay, wait. I won't go into it with the intention like I'm gonna make you guys cry laughing. Like I'm just gonna. I guess I can just tell you like what I like doing is mostly like talking about dumb shit, like embarrassing myself, telling everyone about my shortcomings,
Mm-hmm.
like disarming people. Like self-deprecation is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And so like I love just saying like I have jokes about how like I finish people's food at Earl's when they don't finish their shit. Like all the time. Like I had a joke about like how we well, like like we've worked with like servers who are like seasoned vets, like they're in their 30s, you know what I mean? So I had a joke one time where like the part of the joke is that like I'm having an interaction with like I used the name Candace because that is a girl we worked with.
She was a nightmare.
Fuck you, Candace.
Fuck you, Candace.
She's sweet. She's great.
She's just misunderstood.
No, she's just deep in the game and she's hella good at it. She's a fucking gangster. Anyway, when like in that joke, we have an interaction and like in this joke, she catches me finishing food off people's plates and she's like, ew, that's disgusting. Why would you do that? And I'm like, Candace, what was it like serving in 03? Or like, Candace, did you have to open on 9/11?
Oh, God.
When you first started serving, did King Tut need a side of mayo? You're a fossil. So that was the joke. She was cool with it too. I just love the idea of like just being like, so what? Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Dude,
And I'm aware that it's gross, but like, I can't afford to eat the food at the place I work at. Wait. One time I was doing a show. I was opening for my friend Curtis. You guys know who my friend Curtis is.
Curtis Connor? Just like the...
Yeah,
just casually
just
thrown in
casually
there.
Curtis Connor, yeah.
Well, like he's like it's because of him is the reason why I have followers. Let's be honest. So his audience, predominantly younger, like I would say 15 to 21.
Mm-hmm.
Like at his live shows and stuff like that. And sometimes they don't even know he has a stand-up comedy background. Him and I went to school together. We've been doing stand-up way longer than we've been doing stuff on the internet.
Did you go to school for like what's it called when you're on the stage?
Oh, Humber Comedy Writing and Performance. That was my...
That's so cute. That's adorable.
Yeah, that's where I met Curtis and Jacob.
Aww.
Now we create... Yeah, they've known...
That's sick. That's a good story. It's a good story.
Yeah, I was 7. I know, it's really fucking sweet. It's like it's meant to be. I was 17. They were both 19, and they hated me when they first met me.
Yeah.
Like, but then they were like, whatever, man. He's just a fucking kid. So one time we were doing a show. And like I didn't like the lights come at you, and I can't really see the entire crowd. And I start telling a joke about how one time before I was about to like have sex with a girl, she was like, "You can't even handle it." And I was like, "Handle what? It's just a fucking vagina. Like, I'm sure I'll manage." Like That was the joke. And then like I felt all of them like really pull back, and I was like, "Wait." And I like looked under the lights, and it's just like younger teenage girls and their parents.
Oof.
Yeah.
And I was like,
the parents.
and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like I literally like out loud, like into the mic, I was like, oh fuck. You know what? Next joke, huh? How's that?
Like, do you find that you have to like censor what you're talking about just because, you were saying like your audience kind of like came from a different person's audience? It kind of like overlapped. So do you find like you came into it being like, I'm going to talk about sex and drugs and all this shit, and now you're like, let's pull that back a little bit?
I wasn't always like dirty, but like I do have like I'm me. Like but like I'm not I know how to change it, like tweak something just to not make anyone feel uncomfortable, because like these are very young people and like there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't want to fucking say anything crazy where someone's like, oh God, like, you know what I mean? Like they're still, most of them are still teenagers. Like they haven't really experienced too much life yet. And it's awkward. Some of
they're
their parents,
impressionable.
some of their parents are there too. And like, I'm thankful that like people found out who I am because of Curtis. I'm super thankful for that. And like, I'm not ever going to like be mad about who's a fan of me. If you like if you like the stuff I say and my views and whatever it is, then that's amazing. Like that's the coolest thing in the world when people are excited to like hear my podcast or like watch a video that I made. That's fucking crazy. Because for years, most people were like, "Shut up, Dean," all the time.
I hate people who hate on people for trying to do stuff that's out of the norm. Like, if you want to fucking record a vlog and people are going to send that and be like, yo, look at this fucking, yo, fuck you.
That just means more views, bitch.
Exactly. Like, fuck, man. Like, I don't fuck with that.
Oh, are you watching me? Looks like you're a fan.
Yeah, that's fan
Jeez.
energy for
Look,
me.
oh my, yeah, look, that's fan behavior. Sweetie, that's fan
Bestie,
behavior.
bestie.
Yeah.
You and Curtis started on the same page, right? Like you started at the same level. Were you ever jealous of him and his success?
Yeah, for sure. It's only natural that you're like, fuck, I want that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
But he's not.
Bitch.
But how? I'm so happy that I have like that going on in my brain where I'm like, yeah, but he's not doing anything wrong. He's doing great, and he's happy as hell, and he did all this himself.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like jealousy crept in a couple of times, and I had to step in front of myself and be like, fucking relax, man. Like, this is his time. Your time will be whenever, but this is his now. And look at him. He's great, and he's having a great time. And you guys are, you guys are friends. Chill out. Chill out. Like,
yeah.
Everything could be fucking worse. When I was in second year at Humber, I lived with 4 girls, and they were all like,
Fuck, great
they were
ratio.
they were all like, Dean, we know your friend Curtis from Vine, because he was really popular on Vine before it went down the tubes. And I remember like he came over and Jacob came over and we were all drinking, and like I think Curtis like made a Vine or something, and all the girls like tried to like get in it.
Oh no.
Like get seen, and like they're like to like, you know, because everyone like and I think that was the first time I ever saw like everyone always wants a little piece of something. Like I saw that.
Sure.
I saw them be like, tag us. You know what I mean?
Did they say it like that? Tag us, please.
Oh, just remember, it's at. I'll spell it out. It's fine. No, I'll send it to them. And then sometimes if I'm standing there next to him long enough, they're like, and you too. Where do I know you from? And I'm like, because of him. And like, and that's amazing. But one time we were in the Lego store in New York City because it's Lego.
Gangster.
And someone noticed he had tattoos, and a guy who worked there just went, yo, can I see your tattoos? And grabbed his arm. And Curtis was like, oh, don't grab my fucking arm, dude. It was crazy. He just grabbed Curtis's arm, and he's like, oh, dude, you can look at my tattoos and like ask questions. Don't grab
my
me.
fucking arm.
Yeah.
The fuck, you want this shit for life? Mia, remember we almost got into that fight with that guy at Times Square?
Oh yeah. Like it's not because we were famous. It was just because we were looking at this guy. Like
Right.
we walked by. Like I know, like people in Toronto, we're kind of accustomed to it now. Like you just don't stare, right? You just don't look. We didn't even do that. Glanced over, looked back, and he's wearing this like shiny green do-rag that caught my attention. And I was like, holy shit, that's a fucking cool do-rag. He's like, what? What are you looking at me for? What? What are you staring for? And I'm like, holy fuck, Gabe.
I said,
I'm
wave
nervous.
check.
How's your jumper looking?
How's that jumper looking? Probably weak. Whatever.
Yeah, take it easy. Take a fucking hike.
Cool.
Take a fucking hike, clown. Whoa.
Whoa. What the fuck? Clip it.
Right.
Baby
I
bear.
had sushi. I had a lot of sushi. So,
Dean, I wanted to ask you, when you write your jokes, are you writing about stories that have happened to you and just making it like going right into detail about it? Exactly. Fucking right, bro. Fucking you
maybe
never know what's going on.
Maybe slight fabrications just because that makes the
Yeah,
story.
but who fucking doesn't, bro? Even when I tell my parents what happened on fucking the street of Toronto, I'll fucking fabricate it.
I made
exactly.
a right turn once. There was a runner running by. I didn't hit him. It all worked out. I shouldn't have went. Told my parents. I was like, he was this close to the car, guys. I saw him pull his phone out after. I know he dialed 911.
Lying. Just
Yeah,
fucking
straight up.
lying.
I'm fucking wanted now. Like, I gotta fucking hide out here.
We have to change my plates. Like, we can't live here anymore. It was fucked.
Actually, today, I want to get coffee for the
Thank you.
guys. I'm working at Sherburne, Lower Jarvis. And
Okay, man, get to it.
Okay. Fucking dick.
Not this again. No.
Yeah, fuck, man.
I love your stories. Go ahead.
Dude,
Can you tell
after I
we've
said
done
he had
this
a fucking
before?
yeah, for fuck's sake. So tell me he has a good jumper, he's a dick now. Anyways.
1-on-1. Let's go.
I go to Sherburne, I'm walking down, I'm getting coffee for the guys, right? Homeless guy drinking it.
Shut up.
Drinking a beer.
Okay.
This guy, homeless dude drinking beer at like 8:50 in the morning. He's looking at me the whole time. He's just looking at me. I look on my phone, look away, look right back at him. He's still looking at me. I'm walking by him. I go, cheers. He goes, fuck you. I said, all right. I got
Fuck
the coffee.
you.
Yeah, no, that's
Fuck
what he
you.
was. He like I get the boys the coffee and I come back and he's like sprawled out in the middle of the street. I'm like, oh
Nice.
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that fucking story, Dean?
That says a lot about our society, but I think
Dude, swear life, dude.
man, like that story, it's like a metaphor almost for like how we live and operate daily. Just say cheers to anyone. You don't know who they are or what they're going through. And the plausible response is fuck you.
Yeah, but dude, don't be fucking drinking a beer in front of me and looking at me, not expecting to say
You know
something.
I'm fucking thirsty, okay?
You know,
I'm
like,
thirsty for a beer.
No,
Like, come
fuck
on.
you.
you know me, I'm Gabe. I'm a nice guy. I love saying cheers.
I would have sat down with him and fucking quit my job and drink beers with him. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you started off as stand-up, right?
Yes.
And you've said multiple times you've got your push from Curtis,
Yeah.
your buddy.
Yes.
So then when you started doing social media, like because of COVID, has it affected like your planning around doing videos and everything?
Since the pandemic started, obviously I had one show which went great, and that was the video I put on YouTube, my 10-minute stand-up video. That was from February 24th, 2020, right before COVID. Like we got it right under the wire, and then boom, everything shut down. Couldn't do stand-up, couldn't do tours with my friends, and a management company was nice enough to me and like hyped me up and helped me like start bettering my online presence. Because they're like, you can't do much and everyone's on their computers, may as well start making YouTube videos. And I was like, fine. And now since I've been doing it like 9 straight weeks, I've uploaded a video and I like it now. I used to talk a lot of shit about it, but now I'm like, oh, I created this myself, I edited this myself. I like that satisfaction is such a great feeling, and I'm proud of like the product I'm putting out, and I don't mind it. Like it's a nice way to like you know what kills time? Recording a video and editing all day.
Oh,
100%.
buddy.
Puts you on your ass, doesn't it?
Oh, buddy.
It's crazy. I
Shout
like
out
the
to
best sleeps. It's amazing.
We uploaded a video, or we uploaded an episode once that had to be taken down. That's not the point. That, because Dean his audio was so fucked, that editing, just audio, took me probably around 6 or 7 hours. Just
Thanks,
audio of a 30-minute episode.
Sorry.
Cheers. Fuck you.
Cheers. Yeah.
I kind of feel like our jokes are kind of low-key the same. You know how like you were interrupting my story about 50 fucking times and
Yes.
you wouldn't let me fucking say anything?
Yeah.
I feel like that's how I joke around with my friends. You know what I'm So I feel like we almost have the same comedy background, but you're just a little bit more of a dick than me.
Ouch.
Ooh.
No, that's okay.
Ooh.
No,
No, I'm
don't,
just
don't-
joking.
No,
Come
Mia, don't do that
on,
reaction
man.
because then that makes listeners think there's actual beef. There is no beef.
There's no
There is
beef.
beef. Dean is now canceled.
No, I've been canceled before. I don't.
Oh, Dean, I
Yeah, we
seen
wanted
that,
to
eh?
talk about that. Yeah.
I've spoken about it on my own podcast. I don't talk about it anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lesson I'm grateful that I learned. Unfortunately, it had to be learned like that, which sucks.
Yeah.
In front of everyone in real time. But I got in
Shit.
trouble. I got in trouble for being like rude, for being rude to someone via text, and some of it was documented and also twisted and certain parts of the situation were twisted in a hurtfully inaccurate way. I've posted like a notes app apology. I did that whole cliche fucking thing, right? That every person does who gets heat online. And I did that, and I meant every word. It sucked because I did have to like, you know, internally be like, well, buddy, it looks like you got some work to do because like you got a little too comfortable and didn't set boundaries, and you were kind of a fucking douchebag. And look, now it's unfolding in front of like a lot of people, and the only reason people know you is because of your friend who has a squeaky clean image because he's the sweetest, most level-headed guy of all time. So unfortunately, his name started to get dragged because he was affiliated with me, which I find disgusting because it was my issue, not his whatsoever. And
100%.
I should have been the one taking all of it, but people started using his name for clickbait.
Wow.
Through the situation. it took like the misogynistic lane. It took like the sexist lane. It took
all those like keywords, right?
it took like the, oh, he's a gaslighter lane.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it when it was simply just me being rude to someone who was annoying me. It's just it happens to be that I'm a guy.
Yeah.
And so it really got twisted and turned, and it was a game of broken telephone, like it always is on the internet.
It's the worst.
And it was just incredibly stressful. And I have no problem talking about it. It's just like there hasn't been a day I haven't thought about it since it happened, and that happened in like, I remember the day, November 3rd, 2019.
Yo, so this really hits home for you, eh?
Buddy, like there's actually nothing more terrifying than being scared of this.
Your
You can
phone,
watch
yeah.
in real time people just drag you through the mud using your name. People dug up old tweets of mine from college, which were awful.
dude.
Like,
Yeah.
and that sucks because
Can only imagine.
that was a separate thing I had to address.
So you're saying this was a text message that was leaked, right?
No.
Oh.
Well, like leaked as in like a person showed a private text where I was like being rude.
But that's
Yeah.
so scary, you know?
It
I
was
totally understand old tweets being dug up or old Instagram photos, but for that to be like a private message, like, okay, maybe you were in the wrong, but I just feel like if we're all adults here, there's other ways, unless you were threatening their life, unless you were like, you know, posing some risk to their health or their livelihood, then why would you have to bring that to the internet? Like, that's a problem.
Yeah,
I've asked myself that question a billion times. I didn't
Mhm.
do anything illegal, predatory, malicious.
Yeah.
I was just being an asshole. And I still wouldn't go back in time and change it because
Mhm.
I feel like if I didn't get a full-blown taste of cancel culture before any I'm not even famous. I'm not even like like when like real famous people get canceled, at least they have like their big nice house and money.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't have any, I still don't have anything. Like I was like, Jesus Christ, life is just fucking, it was so embarrassing. It was just bottom line, the most embarrassing thing to this day that's happened to me.
I was just thinking, like, the stakes also could have been higher. You could have had way more to lose. You know, like, I feel like that's the silver lining, is that you weren't that famous. And you didn't, like, all you had to lose was your pride at the end of the day.
Yeah. Lose a few nights. Man, okay, this is fucked. The day after it happened, it was the Monday. I woke up and like I forgot for like 5 minutes. And like, you know that feeling when like you just don't know anything that's going on in your life for like 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes you're awake, right? I just forgot. I was just in the shower. And I'm not lying to you. It came back to me and I threw up in the shower.
Get the fuck out of here. Seriously?
Like it was like it was the most stressful thing in the world. Here's the other thing. It is incredibly embarrassing and like demoralizing to have like my mom text me saying, "Hey, I saw this thing. Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "Great." Now my like fucking internet, you made my mom worry about my well-being and I already don't see her enough. Fuck you. Like I was so pissed off.
Like as shitty as the situation is, bro, like look at you now. Like you've learned so much, you've grown as a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just have to take the energy and use it to do something creative, and that's
exactly
what it is.
100%. Occupy yourself.
I'm super happy that I got to go through that because, like, if I didn't go through that, who knows, like, how big my head would have gotten? Maybe, like, I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know.
Yeah,
I'm glad I don't know. Like, it fucking pulled me right back down to earth. I was flying too close to the sun.
You checked yourself before you wrecked yourself.
I played the game, and YouTube played it right back. You know what I mean? Hit the ball right back into my court. And it went, "Here, idiot. Have 6 months of pure hate from people you've never met." It was basically me. I would go on Instagram, I would go, "Cheers," and then everyone would go, "Fuck you."
Fucking right, man. Kevin Hart got canceled as soon as they announced that he was going to do the Oscar.
Yeah.
He was going to host Oscars. Someone threw out an old tweet of his. He's like, that doesn't just come up. It's planned.
They have what's the word when you're like ammo? They have ammo.
Yeah.
They're just ready to like pew, pew, pew.
Things were going well, and someone was like, "I never liked him, so I'm gonna do something."
Something we talked about in the podcast.
It was never posted. You know, we grew up, all three of us, before or while the internet was also growing up. So the
Yes.
people who are finding those tweets now are like already educated in social media. We
Yes.
weren't.
We unfortunately had to find out the hard way that you couldn't say certain words and things. When today, I envy that teenagers who are on the internet now are constantly being reminded, hey, you can't say this, you can't do this, this is offensive, that is offensive. And it is. Slurs, all that stuff, not good. Like, they're damaging, they're problematic, I understand that. But, like, we had to, like, say them, and then someone had to hear us saying them to go, hey, don't fucking say that, for us to learn our lesson.
Right. And we were also just mirrors. We were reflecting what was still on TV. Like, the R word or saying gay was, like, funny back then. I'm not saying it's okay now, like, it's definitely not okay now. I'm just saying that that's what we grew up on. And so we're just being nurtured by our environment, right? Like, we didn't know any better. And now these people are like, how could you ever say that with a full, like, chest? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck. I watched, like, man, I grew up watching South Park. I used to say the F slur and the R slur daily. Because I was in 7th grade, and I thought it was hilarious.
And then it's like, oh my God, there's this thing called Twitter where you can say what you're thinking? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy the winds of change are a-blowing. Sometimes I'm just like, oh God, guys. Like, I was 17, and that was in 2012, which, sorry, was, like, kind of different than now. Yo, big ups for my guy.
So, if you had to put an ad out right now for singles in Toronto, an ad. You were responsible for creating an ad.
Okay.
What would it sound like?
It'd be like, do you have a decent face and a whatever body? Well, come on down to downtown Toronto. Because everyone is constantly so fucking horny they're shaking. Download Tinder, download Hinge, or just hit someone up in the DMs. Because you could have them over by tonight.
Bravo!
That's what it would be for sure.
Nice.
Because sometimes there's just like a DM, and I answer it, and they're like, "Well, yeah, I know you from Earl's or whatever. I know you from fucking, like, you know my friend. Like, it's so weird that like we all know a lot of people. We don't think we do, but we are like there's like one person between everyone. There's just like all these little links that people have, and like sometimes there's just someone who's just down.
You know, I'm like out of the industry now. Because I have a full-time job as a resume writer, in case anybody wanted to know.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Thank you. It's so much fun. And I'm forming glaucoma because of it. But it's fine. So, I was just saying, like, it's sad because nobody, like, I'm not going to know anyone anymore. Like, I'm going to be so out of the loop. And I know, like, you were just saying about the industry. Like, you just know so many people. It's just such a community. And I'm having pre-FOMO.
When I was in a relationship, like, I remember my girlfriend at the time was like, how do you know like so many girls? And I was like, because I've worked in 5 incredibly popular restaurants in downtown Toronto.
On the King Street West Strip.
Sure, yeah, like just in the downtown core. So it's like, A, I know a lot of servers. B, I get introduced to all those said servers' friends. Those friends. And then the circle just keeps adding these layers where it's just like, oh, I know you because of her, and I know him because of you. Like, and then before you know it, I could just walk into a bar and someone could be like, "You're Dean, right? Yeah, you work with my friend, fucking whatever." And then before you know it, I'm
want a tequila shot? Fuck it.
Yeah, and then before you know it, like I might be having sex in a public washroom.
Fucking
like,
right,
in under 2 minutes.
That's this guy's jumper is nasty.
That's just what happens sometimes.
Dean.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
You're a big sports fan, eh?
I love basketball.
Dude, I love basketball too. That's why when you said you watch hours and hours of highlights, I did scope that out. What do you got? Who do you got in the NBA championship this year?
I want the Suns to win the NBA championship.
Phoenix?
I want the Phoenix. I want Chris Paul to get a ring so he can go like this to fucking Rajon.
Fuck Chris Paul. He pushed me once. You know that, Dean? Did you know that?
No, I fist bumped him one time. NBA All-Star Weekend 2016. It was sick.
Yeah, he fist bumped me with his whole body. He said, "Get out of the way, bitch." No, he didn't say that.
He didn't say get out of the way. Chris, come on.
You want DeMar to come back to Toronto?
I guess. I don't really care. Cool. I don't really give a fuck, to be honest.
Who's the sexiest guy in the NBA right now? Tell me that.
Brandon Ingram.
The fuck?
Really?
Are you crazy?
Kelly Oubre Jr.
Kelly Oubre, 112%.
Kelly Oubre Jr. or Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown.
Or Devin Booker. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, D Books he's up there. D Books is up there.
Jason Tatum's
Serge
the
Ibaka,
love of my life.
I like Serge Ibaka. He's a beautiful man.
Fucking put Kawhi there, bro. Kawhi's fucking pretty good looking too.
Kawhi would suck in bed.
Nah, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would. He would just get sweaty and not say anything, and that's the worst combination.
Kyle Lowry could back that wagon up on me anytime he wants.
Oh man.
Fucking let's go. Let's go.
All right, guys, we're coming to that time of the episode where our guest does a drunk confessions. Dean,
Yeah.
Dean, buddy.
you may go ahead, my friend.
So from any time, anywhere, with anyone, starting with "Forgive me, Father Larry, for I have."
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, I have to say that. Forgive me, Father Larry, for I have sinned. However, I think that was so fucking
we'll
stupid.
see.
No, that was funny. Nobody's ever done
That was
one.
good. I like that. I like that.
Silly.
This guy's
One
got
time-
a jumper.
One time when I fuck man, this is gonna get disgusting. One time when I was super drunk still, it was like I had a girl over. Her alarm on her phone was set for 6 a.m. We stopped drinking at like 5 a.m.
Oh, no.
Like it was she poorly planned. She ruined her day. And I'm like trying to sleep and her alarm's going off and she's like, oh fuck, I have to go to work. And just keeps snoozing it. Just keeps snooze. And then
Fuck.
I don't know where I've never been this angry in my life. But then like I just got up and I just went, shut it off! Like and just screamed it.
My girlfriend
Like not
said
at
that.
her, but just like out like loud, like into my room. And she was like, okay. And I've never behaved like that since, but it was like terrifying because I went back to bed and I was like, who the fuck was that guy? That was crazy. But I was just
That
like,
wasn't me, but
I was like so dehydrated and drunk and fucking like out of my mind and I just screamed. And I was just like, cause I don't know, my date had to go to work or whatever. Sorry. It was just really rude. And I wanted to clear the air on that story because I thought about it recently and I was like, I don't like that I did that. So.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that's the episode of Drunk Confessions.
Cool.
Thank you for coming back for another week.
Okay, you can listen to this podcast anytime
I
on
like
Apple
Dan's farts.
Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. Full video episode available on YouTube. And if you want to be just like Dean and share a dirty little secret with
Shave
us,
your asshole.
submit an anonymous confession at drunkconfessionspodcast.com.
If you don't, I hope you roll your fucking egg.
See you later, motherfucker.
Yo, go on, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing with the gabagool, huh? You fucking, huh?